Hold on, y'all. We back. I was about to go upstairs. Listen. I know y'all probably wondering why I don't have my TV in. So I had put it in, right? And I went outside because I had to go do some shit. Like I had some appointments to take care of. So I go there. I had to spit. So I spat out, and the spit was so thick, it carried the tooth with it, and it went into a gutter. So fuck it. Until I get my shit fixed, we hit. Um. Yeah, let's get into the reaction. Yeah, my bad. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. Another one from Mediocre Tutorial Reviews. I really like his channel, bro. I fuck with the homie. I hope all the bestest. I like channels like this, like that are honest and can see both sides. That's what I try. Like I see both sides of man and female type. All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
They're going to give you a lot of your donations. But the more that we lie to these women, the less married that they will be. I will maintain this shit. It's not always the guy's fault and not being able to get up to her expectations. Oh, they're fans. What the is this shit? Stephen, stop the bullshit. Because here's the thing, Stephen. You really know. You respected Kevin. You understood his message.
Now hold on. He going off. I gotta say, I gotta see.
But
this.
You get on public platforms and you're lying.
And I said, if you're a man out there and you want to be happy, you want a strong 7. The 10, no, she's a 10. It's too much drama. Okay.
That is a fact. Any 10 that I've been with, straight drama. I agree with that.
The 9 thinks she's a 10. That's too much drama.
Too much.
The 8 already knows that she's probably a 9, so even though it's not as much drama, it's still going to cause you some issues. But the 7, the strong 7, knows that she's beautiful enough, she's smart enough, she brings enough to the table, but in the same breath, her ego is not out of control to the point where it will force your ego to infiltrate the proceedings and nothing gets accomplished.
Listen, I don't give a fuck if you were 9, 10, or 11, or 12, bitch. If a look is just that. Like if I see a bitch in the streets, looks that make me want to talk to her. Yo, what's your name, shawty? Shanti? Yeah, my name is Manny. Where you from? Oh, nah, blase, blah, oh, word. Yeah, see, I ain't trying to rush you, but I just moved into the area, so I ain't got I really ain't got no friends like that. I was wondering if you want to change your numbers. Like, no? Alright, cool. See, I'll see you around. Yes? I bet. Take my phone. Family. But if a bitch is a 10 or if bitch is a good looking, that's the only reason I'm gonna approach you. But once I see your personality is of a personality of a 10, you're out of here, bitch. The fuck? I'd rather go. Why the fuck am I buying? Why am I buying a Lamborghini with 150 million miles on it versus a nice Honda Accord with 50K miles on that bitch? You feel me?
In other words, the more beautiful that she is, or rather the more beautiful that she's been told that she is, the less accountable she has been held. Also, she's got way more ego and therefore is way less humble. The less that she's had to actually work for what it is than what she's had due to the halo effect, as well as just simps just giving her money simply for existing. Being an attractive woman means that you live life on easy mode. I mean, shit, it's like decreasing the life difficulty setting from L.
And anyone who disagrees with that is prove me the fuck your bullshit. State your comment and I'll come about that shit. Bitches have life on easy mode. A pretty bitch, a mediocre bitch have life on easy mode. With the creator, with OnlyFans and AI and all this makeup and all that shit, you don't even gotta be fucking pretty no more. Like, fuck out of here.
Elden Ring down to Animal Crossing. But also, the more damage to your pockets to keep up with this aesthetic that has fed her ego for years. That's why there's a multi-billion-dollar anti-aging industry. Maybe it shouldn't be called anti-aging. Maybe it's called the anti-ego decline industry. But Stephen ain't lying. Let's go.
That was my argument for a strong 7. Ebony K. Williams, was I correct in my assessment?
Where's it? I vehemently agree with the strong 7 argument.
But you vehemently what?
I vehemently agree.
Agree.
That the strong 7 is best positioned. I'll go further. She's best positioned, Stephen A., to partner with the I don't want to say average. People get mad when I say average or mediocre. You know, they get real mad.
Yeah,
she's best positioned to partner with the majority of available.
I wonder what she rates herself.
About that. Majority.
Good. I'm curious too. Cause that hair definitely ain't hers. That makeup.
Of available men. And it's for all the reasons you said. And I actually identified this in my early 20s, like coming out of law school. And I realized that some of the
She had to throw that in to make her seem more bitch. We don't give a fuck. Like, men don't care about your career path. I promise you that. No man gives a fuck about your career path because it's our job to provide.
Things that myself and my female counterparts were priding ourselves on. Being really, really well educated, being very well accomplished, being pretty, but like pretty in a way that society deems is particularly valuable, because we know there's actual pretty and then there's kind of marketability, if you will, the kind of objective standard.
Yeah.
And
OnlyFans?
those things really just did not translate.
Not a lot of relationship value.
Yep. And imagine how perplexed
R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels.
Some of us were. But I said to my girlfriends long ago, I said, y'all, all of this 9s and 10s, we might be in that space, even 8s. It's not going to serve us the competitive advantage when it relates to our sisters, who I'm even going to say 6 and 7s. Why?
Notice what she said right there. So she considers herself as well as her homegirls 8, 9s, and 10s, not only because what she aesthetically looks like, but then also because she followed this boss bee pursuit of happiness. But guess what? Feminism lied to you. You bit from the forbidden fruit, hook, line, and stinker.
And you know what's crazy? Any bitch that any bitch or nigga, anybody that considers themselves to be a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, meaning 10 is absolute perfect, is stay away from them. Like, something up there is not right. So you're flawless. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, you ain't got no teeth. You ain't got no chipped tooth, nigga. You ain't got no acne. You ain't got no cellulite. You ain't fat. Your body mass is fine. Like, you 3% you 3% body fat to muscle. That's you. Okay, cool.
Become a sexually liberated boss bee, they said. Work like a man, they said. And it'll lead to an amazing life full of happiness, community, and marriage. They lied to you. They're beginning to realize that turning themselves into a man makes them less likely for the outcome that they wanted.
Because you got to really look at what the market, and we're talking about, and this is through a hetero lens, of course, this is what men want. What do men really want, Stephen? I'm going to say some things, and I want you to confirm or deny.
Let a woman, let her tell us what man wants.
Sure, I'll do that for you. I'll do that for you.
I really invite that.
I'm ready.
I think men want to be affirmed. I think men want energy that is agreeable. I think...
what the fuck is energy? Women that are agreeable. Hello!
Men want, generally speaking.
Generally speaking, yes.
This is all general.
Generally speaking,
I think men want women who are available. And what I mean by that is their schedules, their literal schedules. When I pull out my phone and you pull out yours, it's not 3 weeks.
Oh, we're not taking it. This ain't Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. You're not putting us on the waiting list and we wait. We don't need you. We don't need you. Oh, they ain't happening. They ain't happening. No. Yeah.
I would say men generally want you in their vicinity, but you don't have to be all up under us. And the reason for that is because we want you there in order to help meet whatever goal that we are trying to achieve. You heard that? Help meet?
Absolutely right.
So right.
I don't know. The reason why I would want my girl to be available, like, even if it's maybe twice a week or fucking once a week type shit, is because we could spend together. Because you can't really build that relationship without that intimate connection. And you can't really do intimacy. You can, but it's a lot harder to do intimacy through text or phone call or FaceTime versus it being in person. But that's just me. I'm not looking for a bitch to help me meet my goals. I mean, if she does that, cool. If she's supportive on my way, cool. But I feel like I'm gonna meet my own goals. Like, I'm there to meet. If that, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, if it's my goal, I have to reach it myself. If that makes sense. But that's just how I feel.
So some of these are the things that men are most desirous of. And no, you can't be so unattractive that you get kicked out the bed, let's be clear. But as long as you said it, pretty enough, attractive enough, those other things are going to supersede in terms of what the man wants. Now, I will say this as somebody, I'm just going to give myself 8 and above. I'm going to just do that.
You should.
I'm going to just do that.
I co-sign that.
Okay.
I co-sign that.
Okay.
Shut your dick munching ass up. She ain't gonna fuck you, nigga.
I believe that I'll speak for myself. I am acutely aware, Stephen A.
Before she tells us what she's aware of, I don't mean this with disrespect. We're just going to have a truth session right here because I think a lot of women like her would benefit.
Yeah, she got nothing but two hella makeup. Eyelashes look like they drawn on or covered. Eyelashes. No, the eyebrows, my bad. The eyelashes is fake. Like, what do you have? You're nothing but makeup. You can't even see the difference between your lips and your skin because you got eyeliner. If you're an 8, why the fuck do you got so much makeup on?
Hearing the truth from a man with no skin in the game. Stephen A. Smith has skin in the game, so he's going to do what most men do and say things to appeal to your ego so that you continue to have a friendship or a business relationship with them. You would be an 8 in a circle.
Is this academics? It look like that nigga, right?
Of men that are in their mid to late 50s to early 60s. Because men are not rating women and adjusting for your age. Do you really think that you are an 8 for a man in your age range against a woman that is 20 years your junior? All right, I had to do some digging, but I found a picture of her back in 2017. She actually released a book called Pretty Powerful, which my guess is has something to do with her being a young, attractive, successful lawyer and having to navigate a male-dominated workspace while being those things. And you can see right here, for proof, it was posted by her back in 2017 on Facebook. And she right here is definitely an 8. Some might say 9. I would say an 8.
Nah, I mean, beauty is subjective. She too buff. She look too buff to me and too skinny. And she look like she ain't got no ass. I'm an ass person. I don't fuck with. I don't care about tits.
Somewhere between an 8 and a 9. But would you rate this 8 to the current day 8 that we're seeing right here? I'll let the audience be the judge of that.
Of the adjustments that I would need to make in order to be more desirable on the dating market.
Well, may I ask what are those adjustments?
Oh,
good question, Stephen.
I'm just asking. You brought it up.
I did.
You did say
it would be some of the things we mentioned, right? Like right. I would need to make more time. I can imagine what your schedule looks like. Right. Mine might not look. It doesn't look identical, but it's probably not far off at this point. I tape a show on the West Coast. Last time I saw you, where were we?
Yeah,
in the air.
Flying back
we
from
were
LA.
Literally in
flying
the
back
air.
from LA.
We were 30,000 feet in the air.
That's right.
So there's a bi-coastal lifestyle issue that I think would need some attention if I was to really get serious about trying to partner right now. There is...
which is why she said earlier that men need time. So probably her schedule has impacted her from a relationship perspective in the past.
An intensity that I'm a very serious-minded woman, right? I deal with serious issues.
Yeah, you can't be with masculine. A dingbat can't be with you. It ain't gonna work. He got to have some level of intellect. He don't have a chance.
I mean, and honestly, even if I wanted to give him a chance, which I have done historically, don't tell nobody. I really wouldn't be as attracted. There's something about the attraction.
I'm gonna say a little bit different than Stephen, because again, I think that they're colleagues and he's stroking her ego. Stephen's attributing this to intelligence, to stroke her ego, but a masculine man doesn't want to compete at all with his woman for the masculine
That's a fact.
championship belt in a relationship. We expect behaviors from women that we do not see in other.
I want my girl needs to be submissive, and that's not on some shit like, oh, bitch, clean the house, bitch, do the dishes. No, bitch, do that shit now. Like, no, not on some. But on some shit like let's say, I mean, I don't think she would have this just because the way she's dressed, but I don't know. But let's say my girl's dressing some type of way that I don't want her dressing as. Just my boundaries. I don't want you wearing that shit outside. No, fuck out of here. No. And then she's on some. Well, I'm still gonna wear this versus a bitch that's like, you know what, babe? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go change. It's just respect. The same way if she tells me she don't want me going out wearing some shit, I'm gonna change to respect her. It's just shit like that. But I don't think she that type of woman. But hey.
Men, full stop. Femininity is beyond attractive to a masculine man, but if your aura is masculine, we'll entertain you, right? Shit, I might go deep inside of you because your masculinity doesn't change how supple the viscous innards on the insides are upon my previous field research studies. But we don't wife you.
Talk about, in your experience as a professional, how do you see stress manifesting in Black women, I guess on occasion?
I don't give a fuck with you.
I don't think stress has a color. Everybody gets stressed. I don't know what color got to do with it, but hey, that like I love how black people talking about they don't want to be separated, they don't want to be segregated from anything, but they're so quick to segregate themselves from everybody. But okay.
Yeah, so I think it's a wonderful question. There are definitely
Damn, the shorty forehead crazy. I'm
gender
sorry.
differences. There are ways in which we're socialized very differently for how we manage things that upset us. I think for women, we tend to be relational. And I think for men, it's a little different because they tend to internalize things. So I think for women, you'll see things like significant irritability, especially in women of color. We don't give a especially in my sisters, because that irritability is sometimes more acceptable for people than the withdrawn, sullen, being sad because we're overwhelmed. I think another thing is that we tend to eat our worries.
I don't eat that kind of meat. I haven't really eaten nothing since I've been here.
And that's something I see a lot. And then the final thing I think is we tend to get into this perspective that this heightened stress that we experience as Black women with racism, sexism, and all kinds of other things is normal.
Oh, you think it's funny? That's a
right? And so we sort of calibrate ourselves to high levels of stress instead of understanding we don't have to live like that. So those are some gender-based differences that I see.
I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iyanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly,
Bro, it's like somebody asking you how to draw a straight line. Like, it's fucking just draw the shit, bro. If it comes out straight, it comes out straight. Just be a fucking woman that you were born to be. It's really, it's not really that complicated, bro? Is it?
Feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all.
I'm in a binate.
See a hoe.
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about.
Yeah, would you want a clip of this? If this was your wife, would you be happy seeing a clip like this? You're talking about she done every fucking color and type of age of man. Would you be happy to wife some bitch like that? I wouldn't, but that's just me.
They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the...
Because women got too much advice about men from other women. And they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver?
I would, yes.
Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem.
I need money.
That's a problem. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use.
You see the way they talk? They're both you could tell they're both intelligent, but she talks with an air of femininity versus the other one who talks with just masculine energy and shit. You see how she talks versus her?
To measure men is off for who we are as women.
If there's a primalness to, especially when we talk about heterosexual men and women, there's a primalness to how we are attracted to one another. And in order for me, who's still very much, despite my intensity and my intellect and all this, kind of what we would consider masculine alpha shit. Right? Excuse me, I don't know if I can cuss on here.
You can. Okay.
I'm still you've known me for a long time. You've known me almost 10 years, Stephen A.
Don't lie to her.
I'm still very much very feminine, very soft in many ways, and I'm still like a southern belle
In between your legs? Let me find out.
in a lot of capacities. I'm born and raised.
The world want to know how soft is it?
It's North Carolina. Let's go. So those things still, that receptacle energy is still very real for me. So now I need a masculine energy that can just almost overperform.
And you know what it is too, if I may say this
Please,
right.
go ahead.
Women need to know.
So we got to overperform our masculinity to accept your half masculine, half feminine ass. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we are not in competition. I don't want to be in competition with you. Why should my masculinity have to coax out your femininity? Why? It's not your reference point. It's not your normal. It's not what you've watched. But you've watched the Oprahs. You've watched the Cosmopolitan magazines. You've watched all of these different examples of boss bees, and now you need a reason to stop your fast-paced life. Now you need a reason to be feminine, because now he's being his masculine. He has finally chosen, even though there's a wake of men in your past who have not chosen, that just took a look and just said, this is just going to be fun for right now. But now in your 40s, when you admit that there's things that you have to change, you still don't do it. Kevin Samuels was absolutely a wake-up call, a mirror in the face, in a sea of women that protect themselves with the girl code, meanwhile question why their in-life real results are not matching up to what their girlfriends are telling them. Let's proceed. By the way, this is another reason why...
Does she have kids? Somebody let me know if she has kids.
So many women come down into spaces or YouTube channels like mine in order to learn more about themselves and why they are not getting the results that they need. Because even here, she references femininity. Well, guess what also I've noticed? Her voice is octave and
what I say, bro.
In a key lower than Stephen's. Similar to how a woman generally does not want a guy that is shorter than her, men do not want women whose voices are deeper than ours. But women like this get in a circle of their homegirls that confirm lies to them, or get in front of other men that are in a position to tell them the truth, but don't, because they want to keep a business relationship or a friendship going with them.
Know this. Women need to know this, okay?
So.
All right, first of all, you gotta allow a man to be a man. Here's what I mean by that.
Please.
You have a lot of women out there who don't want to be quote unquote objectified. You don't want a man looking at you and he desires what he sees. This is what they say, a lot of
That's
them.
what they say.
That's what they say. And I'm going like this.
But they out here dressing half butt ass naked. But
So you want him not to desire what he's looking at, when he looks at you? What kind of sense does that make? And not only that, don't get me wrong, he don't need to be classless. He don't need to approach you and be too forward.
Let me just be clear, whoever's listening, that's not my issue.
Right.
You know this about
That's
me, I
right.
think.
Yes, I do.
I'm a pageant queen, for God's sakes.
Right.
I pride myself on one of the things, in fact, there are also men, since we're going to do this, that pretty stuff don't mean that much to them.
Right.
It just don't. It's like you say, pretty enough, that's fine. If you are a man that average to a slightly above average aesthetic works for you, I am not your woman.
Right.
I'm not. Because I am for a man who values probably 9 out of 10 times when we walk into the room, you've probably got the prettiest lady on your arm. Yeah. And that
I don't give a fuck about the prettiest bitch. That shit, bitch, give it 10 years, you gonna look like a pug, bitch. The fuck? You gonna like, I don't give a fuck about that, nigga. If I walk into a room, right, and I see the prettiest bitch and the prettiest bitch arguing with her nigga about the most dumbest shit, whether I got my shorty right here and she just in her feeling just nice, quiet, like, just vibing with me. She not looking around for attention. She not doing this and that. She chilling. Like, if I have food on my face, she clean it up for me. Just a little, just a little catering, you feel me? Bring me drink. Versus a bitch like her. Cause look at the face. I try to fix it, but damn, I made it worse. But versus a bitch like her, you are not the prettiest bitch in the room. I promise you that.
But you can pull that off.
Right,
I can't hold most women accountable for that because most of them can't pull it off like that.
I understand.
She can't pull it off either.
But you asked me what adjustments would I make?
Right.
Those are some of the adjustments. I would consider
she
men,
not the
because I know
prettiest
that's
bitch
one of
in
my.
that
It's like
room.
cards. You know your strong suit.
Right.
That's one of my strong suits.
But where I was going was this. I wasn't just talking about, I didn't mean objectified in a literal sense. I'm talking about you being a guy.
Yeah.
You coveting what you see. You wanting to be turned on by your significant other. You wanting to feel as if you're married, but you want to feel like you felt when you were dating. You don't want to feel like monotony and mundaneness is kicked in, and you're just going through the regular rigmarole of life.
Even if it does, bro, that's gonna happen. Marriage is not always gonna be fucking happy. And that's the issue, bro. Bitches just want the shit when it's happy. When the mundane and shit happens, y'all gotta get that. That's what shows that a marriage is a fucking marriage. The fuck? Come on.
And it's devoid of excitement, suspense, intrigue, or whatever word might be appropriate in that regard.
It better be you, because if it's not you,
it's gonna be somebody
else. Yeah, so I think that is an issue on its own, and that's on an island. I think for more women like myself and how I'm describing these 8s and above, we got that part, most of us, in terms of we're going to make you, that attraction piece is something that we're going to put energy into, because we know that's how we got you. Right? Okay?
Is anybody attracted to her? I swear to God, I'm not. I'm really not.
I think it's the intensity. I think it's the constant. Okay. One of the best things I think about me, Stephen A., as a friend, as a romantic partner, as a daughter, even to my mother. If you are interested in being the very...
To my mother, where's your pops? Single mother household, didn't know her pops. Okay. You kind of see the puzzle pieces falling in together.
The best version of yourself, I'm a very good person to have.
Beauty pageant winner, cares about looks. Okay. The puzzle's coming together.
In your life.
Yes. Because you'll push them.
I'm gonna push you.
You'll push them.
I'm gonna push you.
Right.
Everybody don't like to be pushed. And I don't think in the romantic context, I've learned in real time that it is super appreciated from your romantic partner.
But
this is why I tell all my G's out there that the way that you feel about yourself within your early 20s, late teens, early 20s, getting into your 30s has no weight on who you will be into your 30s and even into your 40s. If you stay on the path of continuous learning, if you stay on the path of rising in excellence, if you stay on the path, the ambitious path to developing skill sets that are powerful within this world, to earn money, to have financial fitness while adhering to your purpose, because she just confirmed it. Women as they age are holding on to what once was, and they do so in a very delusional sort of way. We just referenced this, her referring to herself as an 8. Meanwhile, 9 out of 10 times, she's going to be the baddest person in a room. What? The math don't even make sense. But their goal is to keep up with that aesthetic because they are a depreciating asset. While the low point that you feel within your 20s, as you're developing yourself, is the same feeling that they feel when they start entering into the anti-aging or the anti-ego decline industry. They know that their time is running thin in conjunction with biology. They begin to freeze their eggs at these ages. In class, what do we refer to this all as? Hitting the wall. Let's proceed.
I don't think that most women, most black women, desire doing this journey alone. I don't. It's very important. And I know that you mentioned yesterday the egg freezing, so let's talk about that. Yeah. Because I think that is marketed, not just you, Lauren. I think in general, that is in a lot of these comments, right? Well, girl, just freeze your eggs and don't worry about the rest. Nah, that's some bullshit. Because I'm here to tell you because I'm living it, right? I froze eggs at 34. I never thought in a million years I would need to use them, right? Because why? I was in a loving, committed relationship. These were my spare. Do you know how many eggs, on average, a woman should have on ice, on reserve, frozen, for a probability of 1 live birth? No, I don't. About 20.
The part to that is knowing when. Like, for example, you got to know, because as a man, what we value is when you know us and we don't have to tell you. You've been around us long enough. You figured us out. You didn't just spend moments enjoying us. You actually studied us, got to know us, have a mastering of us to some degree where we don't have to tell you. You know. You know when we want to go out. You know when we're not interested in going out. You know when we want to get down. You know when we don't want to. You have an idea of who he is without him having to tell you, because it tells him you've paid attention to what works for him, which elevates his level of faith in you that you will ultimately figure things out and y'all will flow along more.
Bro, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Because I'm lost. So I get it. I want my partner to know me to an extent. Like, I could tell when she's hiding shit. I can understand that. Cool. But I don't. What? I'm sorry. I just don't get it. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Of course they're gonna get to know, especially if it's somebody that you're gonna marry. Damn right, she better know at least some shit about you. But like, if she not a mind, the same way we can't read bitches' mind, they can't read our minds. Nigga, what are you talking about?
More smoothly than not.
I love that, and I think that most women need to spend more time with that figuring out piece. And I would also declare, Brother Stephen A. Smith, that the chief complaint that I know I felt in my relationship, because this is the problem. I've never had a problem attracting men. I believe you believe that.
I believe that.
Okay.
It's holding them,
what
retaining
I
them.
find has happened historically is that men are very attracted, not just to the aesthetic, but also even to, we'll call it the resume, right? They like what it looks like, what it presents like.
Yeah.
And then they actually get to know me.
And they stop, and they don't like what they... Yeah, this is what I'm saying. And it's a damn shame because the package in the resume can look one way, but then you get in spaces with these men and they want nothing to do with you. That's why Kevin Samuels blew up to the degree of what he did. And women would call in night after night because the results that they were receiving in person, even if they were attracting these men, they couldn't keep them. They couldn't retain them. And the majority of the reason why is because they don't understand men. They were taught in media to disrespect men, that men are stupid, that men are to be objectified, that men ain't shit, that men are dogs. And it bleeds out into the way that they treat men and wonder why they can't retain these men.
And they realize they actually are fans. Right. If I can just be totally honest with you. Okay. They're fans. They respect it. They look up to it. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes it's something they find aspirational, but they don't really know how to engage in it on a daily basis.
But you know why that is, right?
Please tell me.
Because you're not a fool. Mm-hmm. Your level of intellect, your principled position.
That's it right there.
The combination of the two things. There's certain things dudes just ain't getting away with. And if you run across a woman that it is clear as day, you got no shot at getting away with the nonsense.
Cap.
You're like, damn. Path of easiest resistance. Yeah. More men than not all men, but more men than not, I think that's will take a path of easiest resistance.
Steven, I love you, but you simping right now, my G. You simping. I understand the female audience to all of this shit. They're gonna give you a lot of your donations. But the more that we lie to these women, the less married that they will be.
I'ma just let him take over from here. He got it.
Maintain this shit. It's not always the guy's fault and not being able to get up to her expectations. Oh, they're fans. What the fuck is this shit? Steven, stop the bullshit. Because here's the thing, Steven. You really know. You respected Kevin. You understood his message. But you get on public platforms and you're lying. It's okay, though. Keep on lying because then I can go back later and I can tear it up. Keep your image, Steven. Never, you know what? All that shit. Keep doing what you're doing, Steven. I got you. I understand what's happening about you. I got you. All right, let's keep going.
And I don't fault them. That's why what you don't hear me doing is being on these YouTube streets and Instagram streets complaining about it. I recognize that because I choose that principal position, and this is the same ailment, if you will, Stephen A., that I suffer professionally. Right. You know, there's shows that I've been in the ring for. That's that some people in this room didn't know.
That's right.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
That's right. We ain't got to say anything, but we know it's true. Absolutely.
But because of that principle thing, my mom get mad about it. She's like, "Girl, you know how much money you leave on the table with them damn principles." But and she's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
And how many men might be on the table, so to speak. To your point, I believe you're 100% correct. But I just this is where my faith kicks in, just to kind of wrap it on up. This is where I believe what God has for me is for me, and it will never miss me. I truly believe that. Not a job, not a show, and not a divine life partner. Right. That man is out there. He will find me. I don't have to go looking for him, and he'll find me on God's time, not on my time.
All right. Yep. Manifest it. Let me read Sierra's prayer 3 times, spin around in a circle, put it underneath my bed, and just hope that it happens. I think in the Bible it says that faith without works is dead. I believe that's in the Bible, or did Jesus say it? I'm not sure. Don't mean to be disrespectful. But faith without works is absolutely dead. You said that you recognize behaviors or traits that you can change. The issue is that you don't want to change them. And now you're saying that you're just going to rest within God's divine timing because God's looking down at you like, you know what to do. Change your shit. Get off your bullshit. All this shit about the bus driver.
That's why I tell people I will never have faith or hoping something. Because once I do that, that means I've somewhere inside me has acknowledged that I have no control over what happens, and I just gotta chop it up to faith or hope that it works out. That's why no, and that's what she's doing. She chopping it up to faith and hope that she get married. But come on, how many people will watch this? Would y'all marry her? I wouldn't, but that's just me. And some niggas like getting kicked in the balls on in porn. I don't know. Ball busting. I don't know. So some niggas might, but just know if you was that nigga that married her, you ain't gonna be the man in the relationship.
He's got to own the bus because of all the success. This is your ego. The ego of the modern woman today is insane. It's crazy. That's why so many men are going abroad because they're just tired of the bullshit. I just did a story not too long ago on Ben Hart, who detailed his wife from Laos escaping a war-torn country to become a successful, well-adjusted, without having any English, picking it up and working her ass off to this non-privileged state, and chose to be in a relationship with an American man who ain't have shit, ain't have no money, and now with them combined together, they've created multi-millions of dollars, and they look so damn happy. What did she get right that you're getting wrong? And I'm not just talking to her, I'm talking about all the women out there that look at content like this and just, oh, you're right. Ah, it's the man. He just must be a fan of me. What? The ego of the modern woman today will leave you guys single, destitute, and alone. Emotionally destitute. Not financially, because apparently y'all are doing pretty good. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Leave your comments down below and let's have a fruitful conversation.
Yeah, that interesting one to say the least. But I'm gonna leave it at that, y'all. Let me know what y'all think, because honestly, I said everything I was gonna say, and I said everything I feel like that should have been said, at least on my half. So let me know what y'all niggas think. Catch y'all later. Leave a comment, subscribe if y'all enjoy the content. If not, hey, I'll earn you a subscription eventually. Deuce!